Imagine being able to just glance at your watch and see your accurate blood pressure. That would be way easier than going to the doctor's office and getting your arm squeezed. Wearables are becoming more and more like medical devices, but not many of them can alert us to symptoms of serious medical conditions such as high blood pressure, until now. In this video, I'm going to show you everything you want to know about the BP Doctor Med, a next-generation wearable blood pressure monitor. I'll test its accuracy in measuring blood pressure and step count. I'll also discuss the watch's design and main features. But before we dive in, let's check out what's in the box. This elegant-looking black-colored box with the YHE logo at the top contains the watch itself, 2 micro USB cables, a small charging dock, the introduction manual, and the wrist diameter tape to help you get the perfect fit. Wait, there's more. There's also another charging base, which is a nice surprise. That's all you need to get started. The BP Doctor Med has a sleek design with a beautiful 1.41-inch curved edge display and a chrome bezel. It has 2 buttons on the right side and a blank left side. The back of the watch has a cuffed padding, unlike its predecessor, the BP Doctor Pro, which I reviewed last year. Unlike its predecessor, the BP Doctor Med has no optical PPG sensors. There are also 2 connector pins for charging. Unlike the Samsung Galaxy Watch and Amazfit GTR3, which use algorithms on optical sensors to estimate blood pressure, the BP Doctor Med uses a cuffed strap to measure blood pressure. This is the cuffed strap design that was first used in BP Doctor Pro. The cuff is attached to a 30mm wide soft silicone wrist strap and has a miniature pump and air valve to measure blood pressure. The cuff is positioned on the inner wrist and attached to the watch. Let's turn it on and see the screen. To turn the watch, press and hold the top button for about 4 seconds. You can choose from few languages, including English, Simplified Chinese, Traditional Chinese, and Japanese. I'm guessing the manufacturer will add more languages in the firmware updates. Now let's pair the watch with my phone. First, I need to download the BP Doctor Companion app and turn on the Bluetooth on my phone. The app is free and compatible with both iPhone and Android. Once the app is installed, I'll open it and create a personal profile, entering my height, weight and age to improve the accuracy of the blood pressure measurements. Finally, I'll sync the app with the watch by tapping Add Device. The app guides me through the process. The companion app is simple but has all the essential features. Android users need to manually grant the app permission to send notifications, while iPhone users have a more simplified process. I can choose which apps I want to receive notifications from. The companion app is also very easy to navigate and has nicely designed quick instruction on how to correctly wear the watch for blood pressure measurements, as well as troubleshooting tips. The watch has 4 classic and elegant watch faces to choose from. The high-resolution AMOLED display with 320 by 360 pixels looks excellent, and the brightness can be adjusted in the settings. The watch has a miniature pump and air valve in a cuffed wrist strap to measure blood pressure. To use it, simply tell the watch to measure your blood pressure and the strap will tighten around your wrist for about a minute. Keep your wrist at heart level during this time for the most accurate measurements. Okay, now let's test the blood pressure taken by a medical-grade blood pressure monitor against the BP Doctor Med that promises to give you hospital-grade blood pressure. Blood pressure readings have 2 numbers, systolic pressure, which is the top number, and the diastolic pressure, the bottom number. Systolic pressure is the force at which your heart pumps blood around your body, and the diastolic pressure is the resistance to blood flow in your blood vessels. Here we got 125 systolic and 79 diastolic. Not great. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a bit of a coffee addict, and that's elevated blood pressure, so I guess I should drink less coffee. Now, I'm going to put on the BP Doctor Med and see how its readings compare to those of the medical device. The pump feels a bit strange when it inflates, but it's not painful. After a minute, the strap will loosen and you'll see your blood pressure and the heart rate on the screen. A green circle means your numbers are good and a red circle means they're not. The readings on the Doctor Med are 125 systolic and 80 diastolic. That's a very good accuracy. Next, I'll have my wife test BP Doctor Med. I think this is a good way to validate the watch's accuracy in the blood pressure readings. I'll quickly change the personal data in a profile. By the way, it's important to stay still during the measurement process, both when using Dr. Med and when using a medical blood pressure monitor. If you move around excessively, the watch or monitor will stop and tell you to try again. Her readings on the medical grade monitor were 107 systolic and 61 diastolic, and that's a good blood pressure. She's not a coffee drinker, so I figured her readings would be a good way to get a more accurate idea of the watch's accuracy. Now let's compare her readings to those on the BP Dr. Med. The readings on the watch are 108 systolic and 66 diastolic pressure, or 108 by 66 millimeters of mercury. Again, pretty close. So what's the verdict? I'm happy with the test results, but hold on, the BP Med isn't just one trick pony. It's a full-blown smartwatch with basic activity tracking, no built-in GPS, so forget fancy run maps, and distances might be a little off. It can still track steps, burnt calories and workout time for stuff like walks and runs, but not crazy sports modes here, just the essentials. To test its step counter, I put it head-to-head with the manual vintage click counter. Over 3 trials of 1000 steps, it counted an average of 965 steps each time, for an accuracy of 96.5%. However, this consistent accuracy seemed a little too good to be true. Turns out, this watch uses an accelerometer on your height to guesstimate steps. Like, the shorter you are in the app, the more steps you magically take. Bam! 972 steps after lowering my height. Mystery solved. Now, sleep tracking seems reliable. Didn't miss a night in weeks. Accuracy might not be perfect, but hey, I can't exactly pull out a sleep lab in my bedroom. Alright, let's talk battery life. YAG claims this watch can last about a week on a single charge thanks to its 220 mAh lithium polymer battery, but that number depends heavily on how often you use the blood pressure feature. During my test, with tons of blood pressure checks, the battery dropped like a rock. We're talking 25% a day, which translates to roughly 3 to 4 days of life. Not ideal, but that's still better than its predecessor, the BP Doctor Pro. On the bright side, charging is super fast. Just plug it in for about an hour and you're good to go for another round. So we established that the Dr. Med is the champion when it comes to getting accurate blood pressure readings. No fancy tricks, just clear and reliable results. This watch also tracks some basic fitness stuff like steps, calories burned and sleep. It seems pretty consistent, but you might need to adjust your height settings in the app for the most accurate step count. But hey, some watches are way off in this department. So who should consider this watch? Looking after the blood pressure is important, especially as we get older. Whether you've been diagnosed with high or low blood pressure, or if you're concerned about your heart health, this watch can be a helpful tool for keeping track of things at home. The best part, it's easy to use with clear readings and a user-friendly app. I know what you might be thinking, can I trust this guy? Well, I work in the medical device industry, so I understand how important it is for these gadgets to be reliable. You can find a link to BP Dr. Med in the video description below. It's a bit on the expensive side at $299 US, but hey, peace of mind when it comes to your health is priceless, right? If you found this review helpful, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more tech news you can use. Just to be clear, YAG sent me this watch for free to test out, way back when it was still in development. But they didn't pay me to say anything good or bad. This is all based on my own experience. Thanks for watching. Catch you guys on the next one.